To the State Government of Kano State, His Excellency Alhaji Umar Farouk Ibrahim. Please let's put our hands together. Our hosts, the Honorable Commissioner for Rural and Community Development, Honorable Dr. Abdulkadir Abdussalam, FCA PhD. I must have first, Honorable Muhammad Tajo Uthman. Please let's put our hands together for him. I have not fully confirmed if there are other commissioners in the house, but if there are, I'd like to recognize them all. Our royal fathers in the house, starting, of course, with His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano, Khalifa Dr. Muhammadu Sunusi II, ably represented by the Emir of Karaye, His Royal Highness Alhaji Muhammad Maharaj Karaye. Please, a round of applause. His Royal Highness, the Emir of Rano, Alhaji Muhammad Isa Umar. His Royal Highness, the Emir of Gaya, ably represented by the Wazir in Gaya, Alhaji Ali Aminu Zubairu. You're highly welcome. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to also recognize all 44 local government chairpersons here present, our development partners, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to this August occasion, which is almost in August. We are still in June, which is, of course, the second day of this gathering on the Rural and Sustainability Community Development Summit. Without wasting more of our time, I'd like to move on quickly with the program by inviting for the welcome address the Secretary to the Government of Kano State. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alhaji Umar Farouk Ibrahim. With a big round of applause, please.
Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, ably represented by His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, Alhaji Murtala Slagaro, Honorable Commissioners here present, our heroes, particularly the man who is synonymous with rural development as far as Kano State is concerned, the man who shaped the very foundation for rural development in Kano, our father, our brother, Alhaji Mahmoud Usman, former Deputy Governor of Kano State, our royal fathers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is a beautiful afternoon at this historic hall to hosting a very important dialogue that has to do with the very foundation of development, rural development, sustainable rural development. Your Excellency, sir, our social stability and our long-term economic growth. Kano is predominantly a rural state. Over 60% of our population lives outside the metropolis. They farm, they trade, they teach, they heal, and they hold our traditions together. When rural Kano thrives, Kano State thrives. The Kano rural situation today is clear. We have more people to feed, less predictable rainfall, fragmented family land, and increasing pressure on natural resources. But we also have resources, strength, fertile soil, irrigation potential, vibrant market, and communities that know how to work together and who are resilient. This summit, Your Excellency, is therefore timely. We are here to move from talk to action, to ask, how do we grow rural incomes without degrading the land? How do we provide water, energy, health, and education without forcing our youth to leave? How do we plan our villages before they become unplanned? From yesterday to today, that has been the work under the guidance of the Honorable Commissioner for Rural Development that has been going on. And today, we are moving further. We have veterans, knowledgeable people who add value to the discussions we are having today. Your Excellency, it is my singular honor to welcome everybody to this important dialogue and hope and pray that something concrete, something real will come out of our dialogue. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. I believe he deserves a bigger round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Before I move on, I'd like to make a quick correction. The representative of the Emir of Kano is the Damburan Kano Hakimeng Minjabir, His Highness Alhaji Umar Sanusi. Let's please give him a big round of applause. And I'd like to also recognize the presence of the representative of the MD, CEO of the Northwest Development Commission, ably represented by Alhaji Ado Muhammad Lawan, Director, Legal Services. Please, let's put our hands together for him. And very quickly now, we'll move on to the goodwill message, which will be delivered first by the Deputy Senate President, represented by Professor Muhammad Bashir Faye, MNI. A goodwill message, ladies and gentlemen. Let's please put our hands together for Professor Muhammad Bashir Faye, MNI. Professor zai jawabi na wato taya murna a madadin mataimakin shugaban dattawa na Najeriya gaba ɗaya, insha Allah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, ably represented by his Deputy, Alhaji Murtala Silegaro, the Secretary to the Government of Kano State, the Honorable Commissioners here present, the Honorable Members of the, Local Government Chairman here present, our Royal Father, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Muhammad Sanusi II, ably represented. You're all welcome to this very important gathering. I bring in a goodwill message from His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Senate, the distinguished Senator Barrow I. Jibrin, CON, who is unavoidably absent. He really wanted to be here. He was in Kano day before yesterday, but due to very pressing demand, he has to leave. And asked me to send his goodwill message and express his gratitude for the invitation, and also for him to say a word on this very, very important topic of sustainable rural and community development. As rightly highlighted by the Secretary to the Government of Kano State, the bulk of our people lives in the rural areas, and any meaningful strategy to develop our community must start from the rural community. So this summit is quite timely. We are at an era where in all gathering, one of the most topical issue that is always at the mind of each and every one of us is that of security or insecurity. And at the top of this issue of security is food security. And food security, as we are all aware, is the component that makes our rural community as the most important bedrock for our own development. Because we are all aware that agriculture, which is the mainstay of our economy, the major employer of our labor, is mostly domiciled in the rural communities. All strategies that are meant for development should focus first on agriculture, then second on education development. Once we link cultural development with growing awareness of how to utilize current practices, especially in information technology, precision agriculture, we are sure that all our issues will become history. So particularly, the Deputy President of the Senate asked me to emphasize that let the summit focus be the outcome of this very important summit. Thank you once again, and thank you for the opportunity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the goodwill message as delivered by the representative of the Deputy Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Muhammad Bashir Oye, MNI. And without further ado, I'd like to move on to the next goodwill message, which will be delivered by the representative of Professor Shehu Abdullahi Maji, MD/CEO, Northwest Development Commission, and that will be Alhaji Ado Muhammad Lawan, Director of Legal Services. Please welcome Alhaji Ado Muhammad Lawan, Director of Legal Services, Northwest Development Commission, representing the MD CEO.
za ku yi zaɓe Abba Kabir shi ne a gaba, shi ne gwamnanmu, gwamna yanzu, gashi nan gwamna gobe. Ya Allah amin, Ubangiji Allah yarda, Sojoji na dawo, Chairman, sun mana local government daga Kano, an girma, ne yan haifo, ya ce na shirya waka. Abba Kabir gwamnan yanzu, gashi nan gwamna gobe. Allah amin. I cannot best. I mana baiwa. I cannot best. I mana baiwa. The golden tafiya. I cannot best. I cannot best. Movement. I cannot. I cannot best. Muhammad Umar sannan Umar Garko Commissioner ƙasa ta tsara birane a kanan matadambo Abba ne gwamna yanzu mai zama gwamna gobe ya Allah amin kayi sun da kai suka ce ma gwamna idan ka gama sai ka kara kai da sai tafiya ta biyu ka kana wanda ko albasin lokal gaman ba hajji lokal gama gama da lokal gama local gama pasang apa kita sayang apa keturunan tapi Allah amin di Allah Allah kerana ada macam kure Ayo kita lokal gama sedang ada kopi adobo lokal gama Barusan kiru Sayang bebeji Wadi lokal gama Bedanang dako Dana roku Langsung ada kai Bedanang dika Apa saya kadau Mulki Cikin yara dan Allah Lebih Ubangiji Allah Amin Allah amsa Ubangiji Allah amin lokal gaman da mutan kumbozo karoni da mutanen dala da na lokal gama lokal gama menin zubar lokal gama wadda lokal gama nasarawa lokal gama Magobi lokal gama mana baiwa kuro lokal gama garin mana lokal gama ewa lokal gama na manjibur mu da Abba Kabir gaya musu Abba Kabir so gida zan hai zabe ya Allah amin Ubangiji Allah amsa bebeji lokal gaman mutanen bakwai sannu da aiki ga jama'ar canunu ga shi sun wada kai mutanen barzo wanda lokal gaman ga yan kabo sun fito suna sai Abba muka Kano sai Abba.
I wish the summit fruitful deliberations and varied success, and I look forward to lasting partnership that will follow from this important convening. Thank you so very much.
And that, I must say, pardon me, humbly and respectfully, was a lackluster round of applause. He deserves better than that. Let's please give him a better, resounding round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the representative of the MDCO of the Northwest Development Commission with his goodwill message. And now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to now introduce our host and the convener, the Honorable Commissioner for Rural and Community Development. Please put your hands together for Honorable Dr. Abdulkader Abdusalam, FCA, PhD, as he delivers the opening remarks for this event. One more time, another round of applause for the Honorable Commissioner.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa sallallahu ala nabil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman kasira. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, ably represented by his Deputy, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Murtala Sulagaro, the Right Honorable Speaker, Kano State House of Assembly, the Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Umar Farouk Ibrahim, the Chief of Staff to His Excellency, my colleagues, Honorable Commissioners, and members of the Executive Council here present, Honorable Executive Chairman of the 44 local government here present, our royal fathers, the Emir of Kano, ably represented by District Head, our royal father, the Emir of Rano, Emir of Karai, and Emir of Gaya, ably represented, distinguished development partners, private sector, civil and community development organizations and associations, district heads, ward heads, and other traditional and community leaders, press and invited members of the media houses here present, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today is not just a summit, but we are unveiling a strategic 5-year Kano State Integrated Rural and Sustainable Community Development Plan, 2026 to 2030. For the first time in the history of our dear state, all the 44 local governments and 484 wards have one plan, one direction, and one pathway. According to the United Nations projection, Nigeria is forecasted to be the third most populous country in the world by the year 2050. Currently, the country's population is estimated at approximately 242.5 million people. Recently, an estimation by the National Bureau of Statistics in 2025, it was projected that Kano State has most populous state in the country with about 20.5 million people. Rural development has long been recognized as a foundation of sustainable growth, particularly in states with larger agrarian population. Over 55% of our Kano population lives in 36 rural local governments across the states and provide the majority of agricultural output we eat and we export. Yes, the continued experience multidimensional level of poverty, infrastructural decay, and weak service delivery despite vast amount of funds expended over the years from different sources. The Kano State Strategic Framework for Integrated Rural and Sustainable Community Development 2026 to 2030 breaks that jinx. It presents a 5-year integrated plan that puts rural communities first, which community-based data-driven evidences, budgeted project, and real accountability. The strategic 5-year plan contains 10 sections. As in a few minutes we are going to unveil, and at the back of the brochure summit, the 10 chapters has already been described at the average version of the 5-year plan. The paradox of rural importation and rural neglect underscore the resolution of systematic data-driven community-based need assessment that can guide proper resources allocation and policy prioritized under a program tagged Data for Sustainable Rural and Community Development, D4SRDC, so as to ensure the findings reflect the authentic community realities. Tax data were collected, collated from over 300 communities and 9,000 households across 36 local governments, and gaps were identified, which are paramount statistics in developing this document. While sector-specific studies exist, such as survey on health, education, or agriculture, there has never been limited effort to integrate findings across domains into a single assessment that offers a comprehensive picture of Kano rural community needs. We commit to reduce rural poverty by 40% by the year 2030. 7 pillars guide this framework. We are able to adopt 9 out of the 17 goals of the Sustainable Development Goals. And as well, we look at His Excellency's blueprint, AKY Blueprint 2003 and beyond. We equally look at the National Development Plan, which winded up last year. We also equally look at the State Development Plan, which also winded up last year. Based on these frameworks and data, we are able to document and come up with this 5-year plan. Out of that, we look at health, which is one of the paramount sector in which everybody needs. Education, agriculture. As we know, we cannot separate agriculture with our rural communities, as 80% of income and economic activities in our rural communities depends on agriculture. Infrastructure, which include that's water, sanitation, and health. Rural roads, which includes both 2 surface courts as well as drainages and culverts, as well as feeder roads. Social protection, peace, security, and governance, as well as climate resilience and management. Each pillar connects to the others. Solar power keeps vaccines cold in clinics. Better roads let farmers reach to markets. School feedings use crops from local farms. What development committees will lead local planning with real budget. Four phases structure of the implementation over the coming next 5 years. Readiness build institutions and baselines in 2026. Quick wins deliver visible results by 2027. Inshallah. Working boreholes, solar clinics, rehabilitated schools. Scale of expand infrastructure value chains across all the wards by 2029. Consolidation embedded. Sustainability in state approved policies and community ownership by 2030. The financing model mixes state and local government budgets, federal projects, programs, and special transfers, donor grants, foundations, and philanthropies contributions, and community contributions as well. Local governments provide 25% of the total funding size. State governments contribute also 25%. Then federal grants, programs, and external partners contributes about 15% of the total size of the funding of this 5-year plan. Based on our plans, we plan that no community will borrow and no state government or local government will borrow. No debt burdens on future generations. The policy aligned with the Global Sustainable Development Goals, SDG 2030, renewed National World Development Plan of His Excellency Mr. President, AKY Blueprint, and Kano First Agenda. Rural Transformation Scheme under Governor late Abubakar Rimi, through integrated rural development works. This document revived that spirit with modern tools, digital dashboard, mobile verification, and participatory budgeting. This framework demonstrates serious governance. It offers donors verifiable targets, citizens transparent budgets, and community real ownership. Rural transformation is not optional. It is the foundation of Kano's future stability and prosperity. These frameworks demonstrate serious governance. It offers donors verifiable targets, citizens transparent budgets, and community real ownership. Rural transformation is not optional, as I said earlier. It is foundation for Kano's future stability and prosperity. With these few opening remarks, I believe this document is going to be a bedrock and a foundation and a streamline in which rural Kano will be prosperous and should be integrated towards uplifting their lives. We believe that with prosperous rural development, Kano will be great again. Thank you very much for your listening.
One more time, a resounding round of applause for the Honorable Commissioner. That has been the opening remarks for the event as delivered by the convener of these events, Honorable Commissioner, Ministry for Rural and Community Development, Professor, Dr. Honorable invite our Royal Father to deliver the keynote message for today's event. The Emir of Kano, His Royal Highness Khalifa Dr. Muhammad Sunusi II, ably represented, whose speech will be delivered today by the Emir of Karai, His Royal Highness Al-Haji Muhammad Mahraz Karai. Let's welcome him with a resounding round of applause. I am a Samara Basandazwa.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, who is representing His Excellency, the Governor of Kano State, Engineer Abakabir Yusuf, the Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Ibrahim Umar Farouk, the Convener and the Commissioner for Rural and Community Development, Dr. Abdul Qadir, the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry for Local Government, Alhaji Tajuddin Usman, the Managing Director, Rural Development, Kano, the representative of the Senator, North Central, Kano, Senator Barrow Jibrin, and Chairman, all 44 local government chairman, Kano State, Honorable Commissioners, and other officials here with us, Your Highness, the Emir of Borno, Your Highness, the representatives of Emir of Kano, and Your Highness, the representative of the Emir of Gaya, and all other invited guests. Good afternoon and Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellency, this summit is timely because we are in the era when we have to draw our attention critically and analyze the plight of the rural dwellers, not only in Kano, but throughout Nigeria. Therefore, this summit will reposition our thinking in looking deeply into the plight, the critical conditions our rural people are dwelling and how they are surviving. Therefore, this summit is appropriate, and we have to congratulate the Honorable Commissioner for initiating this summit in order to unify our thinking together and come together and salvage the living conditions of our rural populace. Your Excellency, as it was said, that Kano State is one of the most populous state in Nigeria, with over 17.8 million people, and over 60 of them are living in the rural areas. Therefore, it is of paramount importance for all of us to look critically and see what are the factors. There are traditional factors and there are modern factors. But most importantly for us is what are the traditional factors that will accelerate rural development. And these factors are real and glaring to all of us. Even to a layman is aware that factors that accelerate rural developments are: one, agricultural transformation. because 75% of our people are agriculturalists. Therefore, to transform agriculture is one of the pragmatic way that we can transform the living condition of the rural people. You have to diversify agriculture. You have to initiate concrete measures to transform agriculture because it's the major factor that is sustaining our rural populace. Secondly, our educational policies need to be thoroughly examined because these agricultural educational policies have to be revitalized in multiple folds. One, we have to emphasize on skills acquisitions, so that our youth, the majority of them in the rural areas are unemployed after secondary schools, after universities, higher institutions. They are there in the rural areas unemployed. Therefore, how do we address these issues realistically? Therefore, we have to revitalize our educational policies and programs. Thirdly, our health policies and programs. All our clinics are in dilapidated conditions. Our hospitals are in critical shortage of staff, doctors, nurses. Therefore, pragmatically, how do we address these issues? Therefore, this is one another factor that we don't beat about the bush. Go straight to the point. Go straight to the issues. Your Excellency, I'm sorry. We have to look again into the youth situation in our rural areas. Majority of our rural areas in the rural areas are turning into political sags. Why? What are the issues? How do we tackle this issue? Then our women are in poverty. Why? Because there are rampant divorces. Our courts are filled with divorces, broken homes, and all this. And these are cumulative problems in our societies, in our rural areas. How do we tackle these issues? How do we tackle these challenges? And not only that, our disabled people, they are begging. If you go to Lagos, Abuja, they are all under harassment, intimidation, because they are turning into beggars. How do we address, how do we rescue them not to be going to these areas begging? How do we stop disabled people begging in the streets? How do we stop our youth, our children, boys, young boys from school dropouts? Majority of them, they cannot afford to go to higher institutions because of poverty. How do we remedy the problem? JAM is becoming a problem to the rural people, to the rural youth. NECO is becoming a problem to the rural youth. WAEC is becoming a problem because of the poverty that encircled our people. Your Excellency, you know, this rural-urban drift, people are migrating from rural areas to Kano, concentrating crowdedness, congestion, sanitation problems. How do we address this issue of rural-urban drift? Because it's a problem. Therefore, let us go straight to the issues. Let us not be taken away by global sentiments. We know our problems. We know our internal problems. We know our challenges. Your Excellency, I am glad to appreciate the effort of the state government in providing infrastructure. Infrastructure is one of the basic needs we need in the rural areas. And alhamdulillah, the government is doing very well in that sector. Therefore, it's one of the critical areas that we want His Excellency, the government, and the governor of Kano State to continue in that direction, because it's one of the critical areas we need. Our roads are in dilapidated conditions. Our accessibility to the clinics, our accessibility to markets is becoming difficult because of difficult terrains. Therefore, you are really going into that direction, addressing the issue of infrastructure in Kano State. Your Excellency, we commend you for that. However, we need more roads, rural roads. We need electricity supply. We need water supply, and so on and so on. Therefore, Your Excellency, the Commissioner for Rural and Community Development, please, we need you to address our basic needs that will accelerate our rural socio-economic development. And these are the real issues. What are the challenges? What are the challenges? The challenges are crystal clear to all of us. One, since Audubon administration, we are all aware that there were a 5-year development plan. This plan, some of the actions drawn are yet to be implemented. Water plan in the water sector, plan in that agriculture, plan in that, but yet these plans are there in papers. Therefore, the challenge is, even there is this sustainable development goal, these plans are there in the Ministry of Information, but the issue is implementation. We need a pragmatic issue, a pragmatic government that will implement the plans. Therefore, Your Excellency, as we have drawn the plan now, from 26 to 30, we need a critical look into the plans, and we need real implementation. Secondly, the second challenge is financial commitment to the plan and release of funds. These are critical issues to any plan. When you plan and you didn't enforce that plan with financial commitment and release of funds, that plan is automatically going to be dormant. Therefore, financial commitment and release of funds must go concurrently. The issue of security, Your Excellency, is one of the issues that we need in our rural areas. You have to pacify our rural areas. This security, when you said security, is so wide. Food security is there, political security is there, economic security is there. Therefore, Your Excellency, we need to intensify efforts, all of us, not only government. It is our responsibility to look inwardly and get solution to these security issues. Security in its entirety, the whole of security aspects. Therefore, finally, Your Excellency, we have to have having a reliable data. In any plan, we have to have a reliable data, and that reliable data in all sectors, and that
Thank you very much. Allah ya taimaki sarki. Allah ya taimaki sarki. Allah ya ƙara wa sarki lafiya. Allah ya taimaki sarki. Thank you very much. Idan ba mu gaji ba, do Allah kada mu gaji. Ina son a ƙara haɗa hannaye a yi wa sarki babban tafi. Muna godiya. Thoughts-provoking delivery from His Royal Highness. Challenging questions that will definitely get us thinking to bring out solutions. But I'm also very confident that this is why we have the current Honorable Commissioner leading this charge, leading this very important ministry to deliver and solve many of the questions and many of the thought-provoking points raised by His Royal Highness. We are very confident that this unveiling of the plan will not be as the plans of the past. We are now in the new era of technology. As our young people say, technologia. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to move on quickly and invite the special guest of honor to deliver his special message. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's.
Your Excellency, my brother and my friend, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, representing His Excellency, my namesake, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, the Executive Governor of Kano State. Your Excellency, I'm not good with protocol, so I would like to adopt the protocol that had already been established. Yesterday, Your Excellency, we were at the Amani Center, and the Secretary to the State Government mentioned that the Master of Ceremony, they have their own ways of finding a way to embarrass speakers. And one of the ways is putting you to speak after an eloquent speaker. And exactly this is what I find myself. When His Excellency, when the Royal Highness spoke, I think we should just all go and reflect on his speech. So he put me to now speak immediately after an eloquent speaker. Your Excellency, I would like to first acknowledge my junior brother, the Honorable Commissioner. Your Excellency, what he has done, it's one of the biggest achievements that the state government will count on. Having an articulated development plan for each local government and each community, and defining how that development can be upscaled is one of the important documents that people like us at the federal level will want to have for us to see the nexus and areas of interconnection between the federal and the state government level. For me, I would like us to really acknowledge the Honorable Commissioner for this important gesture and work that he has done. Your Excellency, my brother, coming to this event is personal for me. Personal because one, I am an indigene of Kano State. Not only an indigene of Kano State, but I am also the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the National Rural Electrification Agency, a federal government agency with the mandate to electrify the entire rural communities in the country. My mandate is to provide electricity to over 86 million people, of which many of these 86 million are indigent of Kano State. The second reason why I think it's personal, Your Excellency, is also because of the fact that I am implementing the biggest publicly funded renewable energy access project in the entire world. A $750 million project that would incentivize a private sector investment of 1.1 billion US dollars to deploy 1,350 mini grids, of which 250 of them are going to be interconnected mini grids to electrify 17.5 million Nigerians. So, Your Royal Highness, some of the questions you asked in your speech are going to be answered in my speech. The third reason why this is personal for me, Your Excellency, is that when you are talking of development, you must find a solution to electricity. Electricity is one single silver bullet that can easily catalyze development. If you are talking of quality education, without electricity, you cannot have a quality education. If you are talking of quality health care, without electricity, the quality will not be effective. If you are talking of small, medium, and micro enterprises, a barber, a welder, an agriculturist, an irrigation farmer, if there is no electricity, they will not be effective or competitive. I repeat, Your Excellency, we have to look at electricity because it's one single silver bullet that can catalyze development in the entire value chain. Thirdly, Your Excellency, you know this better than me. Kano remains a strategic community in Africa. When you speak of the likes of Cairo, the likes of Mombasa, the likes of Nairobi, you have to bring Kano because of its antecedents, of its commercial nature, of the population, of the landmass, and the entrepreneurship of the people of Kano State. The sixth reason, Your Excellency, this is a wake-up call, Your Excellency. Electricity demand will continue to rise and continue to be a major demand in the entire world. Now, every single thing that we will do will be defined by electricity. His Royal Highness mentioned about agriculture, precision agriculture. I picked it when he was speaking. Without electricity, you cannot practice precision agriculture. Without electricity, you cannot preserve your produce. Without electricity, you cannot add value to the agricultural produce you produce. Without electricity, you cannot give quality healthcare services. There is a community in Malawi called Area 25. Currently, that is a rural community, but they established a partnership with Texas Children's Hospital, and they are using AI to diagnose children in rural communities in that Malawian Area 25 because there is availability of electricity and AI. And without electricity, AI cannot function. And that is why you now see countries like United States, China, India, Turkey, Indonesia are investing so much money to generate.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Okay.
Your Excellency, they have given us a practical example of why it is important to have electricity. So, Your Excellency, it's now time for us, more especially we at the federal level, to stop the rhetoric. If I come here, Your Excellency, and keep telling us why it is important for us to have electricity, the question is, you as an indigenous or the son of Kano State, what exactly are you doing to catalyze or to facilitate electricity in Kano State? And Your Excellency, I'm happy to tell you that for the first time in the history of Nigeria, we are currently deploying over 1,000 mini grids across the country. But that's not where it ends. You should save your clap now. Your Excellency, Kano State is the state that has the highest number of these mini grids. We are now deploying over 100 mini grids. And I'm going to give some of the example because it's important not to come and just talk. We give the sites so that people can go and verify. Your Excellency, we are currently working on deploying 1 megawatt at Civic Center, 3.4 megawatt in Dawakin Kudu, 3.9 megawatt that will provide around Fage, including the current Singa market, 1 megawatt in Taroni around the shopping complex, 3.5 kilowatt in Dukawa in Kura, 350 kilowatt in Jajere Ungogo, 350 kilowatt in Meidau in Makoda, 350 in the Makoda town, 200 in Niima town in Gaya, 350 in Sayasaya in Tudunwada, 250 in Bareda in Tudunwada, 300 in Guarab Jawa in Dambata, 200 in the Masalachi community in Dambata, 850 kilowatt in Dogara in Sumaila, 270 kilowatt in Lausen Kibia, 250 in Marike in Bichi, 550 in Matachi in Bichi, 350 in Rimaye in Menjibur, 300 in Sabangarim Fako in Menjibur, 270 in Tumpafi in Dawakin Tofa, 550 kilowatt in Ergaya, 120 in Zango in Gezawa, 600 kilowatt in Zamba in Gezawa, 100 in Kumbur in Dawakin Kudu, 100 in Gurjia in Bunkure, 200 in Kuka in Takai, 100 in Baleke in Albasu, 100 kilowatt in Dagar in Gabasawa, 100 in Pagawar Tudu in Ajingi, 120 in Narki Alkamawa in Wudil, 150 in Sakarma in Kiru, 50 kilowatt in Dus and Orawa in Kunchi, 50 kilowatt in Tinki in Kunchi, 100 in Wagaho in Dogwa, 130 in Gurjia in Gabasawa, 170 in Kayerda in Take, 150 in Koguna in Makoda, 70 in Maraya Rogo in Gezawa, 120 in Markelele in Ambata, 100 in Badumi in Bichi, 100 in Danza Bua in Bichi, 170 in Balan in Gaya. These are just bits of the projects that we are implementing. We are making communities to be economically viable. We are making communities to mitigate the urban migration that His Highness mentioned. We are making communities to be able to produce agricultural produce and add value in the communities. Not only that, Your Excellency, we are also investing in PV manufacturing in the state. And behind you, Your Excellency, is a gentleman that I come with him as an evidence that wants to invest $50 million in Kano State for the establishment of 500 megawatt PB manufacturing capacity. And he's just behind you, Mr. Ali. You can stand so that you are evidence for that, Your Excellency. In conclusion, Your Excellency, I just want us to imagine a Kano State where all these communities are fully electrified, where all communities are provided with electricity. Job opportunities will be created, agricultural produce will be processed, and Your Excellency, we can have an engagement like this without a glitch. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
I believe everyone is energized now. If you are as energized as I am, please, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the MD CEO of Rural Electricity Agency, Malang Abba Aliyu. Akare masa babban tafi. Ina gaba karamar hukumar da ba taɓa ba. To, na tsokano. Da na yi shiru da baki na kawai. To ana nan tafi na arbakinsa na ci masa albasa. To alhamdulillah. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, MDCO. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to tell you that we have bought back some time. We started very far behind schedule, but all our, those who have been delivering speeches have kept below the time, and we have bought back some time. So we'll try as much as possible to ensure that we wrap up in good time. So we're going to move now quickly. I'd like to invite you all to please turn your attention to the screens as we now present to you a video showcasing the present administration's documentary on rural development and its future vision. Right after that, there will be another presentation of the data collection and sector engagement for sustainable rural and community development by the ministry. So first, we are starting with the achievements as a documentary on the rural development and future vision by the administration. Technical team from the ministry, please. Let's begin. Sai a kalli bidiyon da za a nuna na wato wannan ayyuka daga gwamnatin Kano. Do we have sound? No sound. Let's take it back so that we fix the sound. We need to have the sound. Let's exercise some patience. We're working on it. We just want to make sure the sound comes along with the video. It will be more interesting to watch. Your Excellency, microphone, mic. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Mic. To the mic. Hello? Good. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, while the technical team is trying to get the sound, would like to use this opportunity to usher in our spoken word artist for today, Ladies and gentlemen, a young lady, very talented in poetry and spoken word artistry. I'd like to introduce her. She's a daughter of the soil, as we say, the son of the soil. So she's a daughter of the soil. Please welcome Hafsat Ismail Zubair. You can use this there. Yes. Hafsat Ismail Zubair marubuciya ce ta rubutacciyar waka, wato poetry. Amma yanzu ba a ce masa poetry, spoken word ake cewa, spoken word artistry. Welcome, Hafsa.
Your Excellencies, High Commissioner, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on already established protocols. The title of my piece is Without Borders. Every development expert knows this, that a policy can be brilliant and still can do nothing. A budget can be approved and still leave a village waiting. A road can be commissioned and still lead nowhere, because development has never been built by project alone. It has always been built by people. Imagine Kano not as an ancient city, but as an elderly woman with cracked palms. The cracked palms are not signs of weakness, they are maps. Maps of resilience, map of sacrifice, map of communities that have carried hope long before it's become an agenda. People think development arrives in convoys and speeches, but no. Development has never looked noisy. It arrives like the first train finding forgotten millet, whispering, "Re-rise," because the season has come. One broomstick cannot sweep a road.
Kano State, a land of historical grandeur, commercial vitality, and a vast demographic complexity, structurally divided into 8 densely populated urban local governments and 36 sweeping rural and semi-rural.
We become the road. Without all our footsteps, the road is only a concrete. So partnership is like a rain, and it does not ask we who planted. It simply makes everything grow. Government with communities, communities with NGOs, NGOs with innovators, innovators with investors, traditional rulers with young leaders with policymakers, traditions shaking hands with technology, different strands, one vision, different voice, and one purpose. Because if government is the heartbeat, then we are the blood. Without one another, the other is always silence. Development is trust, is shared responsibility. It is listening before leading. It is leading without leaving. Ask, how does Kano reach beyond borders to fulfill the promise of the global goals? Let it be said. Because the government led, the community believed, development partners invested, innovators created, young people rise, and people decided that no dream worth building should ever be built alone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Excellent poetry there by Hafsa Ismail Zubair. We are now ready with the sound. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, please turn your attention now to the screen. Let's watch the documentary on rural development and its future vision under the administration of the Kano State government. Let's go.
Kano State, a land of historical grandeur, commercial vitality, and a vast demographic complexity, structurally divided into 8 densely populated urban local governments and 36 sweeping rural and semi-rural administrative areas, the contrast has historically been defined by one critical factor: the presence of infrastructure. For decades, the vast rural dwellings of Kano faced severe developmental deficits. Communities cut off by broken terrain, lacking clean water, electricity, and basic healthcare.
Allah ya kawo gwamnatin Abba Kabir Yusuf muka ji daɗin ta kuma yawa ga wannan an bani sha hada guda 3 a rana sha wannan kuma an sha sau ɗaya kyauta aka bani ina kwance akan gado na ji mota ta zo di nake ma wanne ya laifi.
When you talk about the health sector, everybody knows that recently there is a massive renovations of primary health care across the state, which is about over 200 primary health care currently going on. There is a lot of massive renovations, and there is a lot of new ones to be built on now and in the future.
But a new dawn broke under the visionary leadership of His Excellency Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, an administration driven by equity, determined to bridge the deep-seated urban-rural divide. Orchestrating the massive socio-economic transformation is the Ministry of Rural and Community Development, acting as the primary engine for rural renewal. Component of one of the interventions is the critical road constructions and connectivity, where thousands of kilometers of rural earth tracks have been converted into standard durable asphalt network. These roads are equipped with deep concrete drainages to prevent erosion and seasonal flooding, ensuring year-round access. During the rainy season, the administration has erected state-of-the-art concrete bridges and culverts linking agrarian hubs directly to urban markets. A comprehensive rural electrification, understanding that power is the livelihood of modern enterprise, the Kano state government has launched an aggressive grid extension campaign. Dozens of previously dark communities have been connected to the national grid and powered by the hybrid solar microgrids, instantly spawning small-scale industries and fabrication workshops to be back to life. To eradicate waterborne diseases across Kano environments and also reduce the burden on women and children, the ministry has deployed hundreds of computerized solar-powered water stations. This makes them to move away from unreliable hand pumps. Modern solar stations draw water from deep aquifers, treat it, and distribute it to the public collections points across thousands of communities and households in the urban and rural Kano.
And when you talk about water resources, I think there is a lot of boreholes that have been built, both solar. I received a lot of information from the RUWASA. RUWASA is an organ under the ministry which deals with the rural water supply. which they confirmed that they have built over 50 boreholes across the state, and more to come. And there is a lot of projects that even health in terms of rural development that has to do with water supply through agricultural project under the Ministry of Environment. And we have achieved as well in terms of sanitation and hygiene. Kano State government achieved about 26 local governments are now certified open defecation, which recently the Minister of Water Resources was here in Kano, and we celebrated 26 local government. And we have put a milestone that before the end of next year, we wanted to see that all the local government are certified as open defecation.
For healthcare infrastructure upgrade, the administration of Engineer Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, rural dwellers deserve the same standard of healthcare as urban residents. Dozens of cottage hospitals and primary healthcare clinics have been built or completely overhauled across several communities in the rural area. In the educational upliftment, crumbling structures have been replaced by blocks of ultra-modern classrooms, digital computer laboratories, and well-equipped libraries. By providing a conducive learning environment, free uniforms and learning aids, the government of Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf has sparked an unprecedented surge in rural school enrollment and retention rates, particularly for the girl child. All these foundational achievements serves as the launching pad for the grandest development blueprint in the state history, the Kano State Integrated Rural and Sustainable Community Development Agenda 2026 to 2030, designed as a multi-sectoral, multi-billion naira strategic framework. This agenda aims to completely eliminate the term rural isolation from the lexicon of Kano State over the next 5 years. The agenda shifts focus towards converting rural settlements into vibrant economic hubs, integrating cottage industries, agricultural value addition plants, and digital communication hubs. By injecting social amenities systematically, the administration of Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf is successfully curbing rural to urban migration, keeping talent and wealth within the communities where they are generated. As Kano State prefers to present these monumental 2026-2030 strategic frameworks to global stakeholders and development partners at this international conference, the message is definitive. Kano is ready for strategic collaborations, investment, and sustainable partnerships.
Thank you very much. A big round of applause for the Kano State government and the Ministry for Rural and Community Development. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed. And now that is a precursor. So we're going to watch the second video now, which is on data collection and sector engagement for sustainable rural and community development. Right after that, we'll go straight to the unveiling of the plan. Thank you.
2050 Najeriya za ta kasance ƙasa ta uku da tafi kowace ƙasa yawan jama'a a duniya. Jihar Kano ce ke da mafi yawan jama'a. A kullum al'umma da dama na shigowa cikin wannan gari mai albarka da tarin arziki. Alƙalama sun nuna cewa sama da kashi 70 na al'ummar Kano na rayuwa ne a ƙauyuka da sababbin garuruwa. wuraren da ke fuskantar ƙalubale na abubuwan more rayuwa da ci gaban ɗan adam. Mai girma gwamna Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf ya ɗauki aniyar bunƙasa Kano da jama'arta, musamman ma mutanen da ke zaune a karkara. Wannan ne ya sa ya ƙaddamar da shirin shekaru 5 na ci gaban karkara da al'umma mai ɗorewa. A ƙarƙashin wannan tsari, mai girma kwamishinan raya karkara da ci gaban al'umma, Honorable Abdulkadir Abdulsalam, tare da haɗin gwiwar muhimman ɓangarori na ilimi, lafiya da kuma harkar ruwa. Cikin aiwatar da shirin, ya ƙaddamar da wani shiri mai taken Data Collection and Sector Engagement for Sustainable Rural and Community Development, wato tattara bayanai da hulɗa da sassa don ci gaban karkara mai ɗorewa. A bisa izinin mai girma gwamna, kwamishinan ya zagaya dukkan ƙananan hukumomi 44 na jihar domin ganawa da ciyamomi, kansuloli, hakimai, dagatai da masu unguwanni don tattara bukatun al'umma daga tushe, wanda zai taimaka wajen samar da ci gaba mai ɗorewa kamar yadda gwamnan Kano ke muradi. Kwamishina tare da tawagarsa sun samu damar kai ziyara ga mai martaba sarkin Kano, Khalifa Dr. Muhammadu Sanusi na biyu.
Allah ya taimaki sarki, Allah ya ƙara sarki lafiya. Wannan ma'aikata ce wacce take kula da ci gaban ko raya karkara da al'umma baki daya. Ministry for Rural and Community Development. Allah ya taimaki sarki, a cikin muradan karni na da aka fi sani guda 17 Sustainable Development Goal, mun duba a wannan ma'aikata mun ɗauki guda 9 wanda su muka adopting ko muka za mu yi amfani da su daga na 1 zuwa na 7, sannan muka ɗau na 11 da kuma na 17. Allah ya taimaki sarki, da su muke so mu yi amfani, mu duba mu ga yadda za mu tattara bayanai a fadin jihar Kano wajen kawo ci gaba da al'ummar mu baki daya. Mun zo wannan gida mai albarka gaban mai martaba sarki domin a shige mana gaba, a nuna mana hanya, a gyara mana yadda za mu cimma wannan bukatu, a kawo wannan ci gaba a fadin jihar Kano, musamman mutane da suke ƙasa wanda suke buƙatar ci gaba da tattalin arziki da gyara rayuwarsu da kuma kawo musu ɗaurarruwar rayuwa ta ci gaba.
Mai martaba sarkin Kano ya yaba da irin wannan shiri tare da jinjina ga gwamna da kwamishina, ya kuma yi kira ga sauran masarautun Rano, Gaya da Ƙaraye su ba gwamnatin jihar cikakken haɗin kai domin cimma wannan ƙuduri mai muhimmanci.
Waɗannan bayanai daga wanda za a karba daga masarauta da wanda za mu karba daga su bangaren community, dukkaninsu za a tattara su a ƙarƙashin wannan ofis na ciyaman, waɗanda kansulolinsa na kowane bangare za su karɓi waɗannan bayanai. Kamar yadda na ƙara bayani a gidan hakimi, waɗannan bayanai idan an karɓo su kamar yadda mai girma hakimi ya umarta, muka turo suka tattara su, za su kawo musu nan. Akwai jami'anmu na kowane bangare, bangaren lafiya, bangaren ilimi, bangaren harkar noma, bangaren wuta, bangaren ruwa da sauransu. Su za su zo, za su karɓi wannan bayanai da karɓi wannan hukuma ta rigo.
Duk waɗannan abubuwa basic need ne na ɗan adam, musamman a karkara. Kuma wannan kwamiti naka ya ɗaura ɗamarar ya gaya za a yi waɗannan abubuwa, musamman al'amura na infrastructure, hanyoyi da ruwan sha da asibitoci da duka.
Wannan ziyara kamar da na faɗa ta buɗe mana kwakwalenmu, ta ƙara buɗe mana idanmu, mu fahimci cewar gwamnatin injiniya Abba Kabir Yusuf, gwamnatin NNPP Kwankwasiya, gwamnati ce mai ƙaunar talaka wadda take bin sa har gida har doron kofar gida cewa fito da ayyukan da kake so a yi. Duk tarihin da aka yi na duniya ba inda muka taɓa jin an yi wannan tsari sai a wannan ma'aikata mai albarka da kuma ƙarƙashin wannan shugabanci na balaraban gwamnan talakawa, gwamna mai tausayi. Muna godiya kwarai da gaske.
Shirin ya samu gagarumar karbuwa a wajen jama'a da dama waɗanda suka nuna godiya da goyon baya ga gwamna da kwamishina.
Muna farin cikin wannan zuwan kwamishina da wannan bayani da mai girma gwamna suka yi ya zo idan ya nema da shi ubangiji Allah ya kara mu karfin zuwa.
Ba mu taɓa jin a gwamnati an zo an nemi ra'ayin talaka akan abin da yake da bukata ba sai a wannan gwamnati, saboda haka mun tabbatar mun yadda da gaske take.
Muna miƙa godiya ta musamman ga mai girma gwamnati akan Alhaji Abubakar Yusuf da kuma mai girma kwamishinan raya karkara da ci gaban al'umma na jihar Kano bisa ziyara da ya kawo karamar hukumar Rimin Gado zuwa fadar hakim Rimin Gado su ya kasai yadda ya zo lafiya Allah mai da shi gida lafiya, Allah ya saka musu da alkhairi bisa ci gaba da suke kawo wannan hukuma da jihar Kano gaba ki.
Muna godiya ga mai girma zababben gwamnan jihar Kano Alhaji Abubakar Yusuf bisa abubuwan alkhairi da ya kawo mana wannan karamar hukuma ta mu ta rana mai albarka. Muna fatan Allah ya saka masa da alkhairi, Allah ya tsinci kayansa aljanna, Allah ya raba shi da magabatansa lafiya, ubangiji Allah ya ƙara ci gaba da bashi ƙarfin gwiwa na yi mana aikin alkhairi. Mai girma kuma kwamishinan raya karkara ya kawo mana wannan ziyara da wannan aikace na alkhairi na wannan gwamnati mai albarka. Muna godiya, Allah ya saka masa da alkhairi, Allah ya ƙara masa ƙarfin gwiwa, Allah ya sa a gama lafiya.
Thank you very much indeed. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have just watched the documentary, both from the administration's documentary on rural development and future vision, as well as the presentation of the data collection and sector engagement for sustainable rural and community development from all across the 44 local governments, as led by the Ministry for Rural and Community Development. With that, that is our precursor and our cue to the key part of this event, which is the unveiling of the development plan. And I'd like to quickly invite for the unveiling. Yes, so we'll take the position here in the middle. I'd like to start with, where's the protocol? Yes. All right, so we'll move the, don't let the veil fall because we are going to unveil it. Hold it very firmly. The unveiling, say answer Mas Talaba. Yawa. And for this unveiling, which will be done by His Excellency, the Executive Governor, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, representing the Executive Governor at this occasion, I'd like to also invite, before His Excellency steps up, I'd like to first of all invite the following people to take their position. But please, we'll leave the center for His Excellency. He will be the last to come up and take his position before the unveiling. For this unveiling, I'd like to invite the Secretary to the State Government to kindly join us. The Honorable Commissioner, Rural and Community Development, to join us. The special guest of honor for today to also join us, the MD CEO of REA. Not forgetting the representative of the Deputy Senate President, Professor, please, if you would join us. As well as the representative of the MD CEO of the Northwest Development Commission. Thank you. Our fathers, our royal fathers, starting with the representative of the Emir of Kano, the Dambrang of Kano, His Highness the Emir of Karai, His Highness the Emir of Rano, His Highness the representative of the Emir of Gaya, the Wazir in Gaya, the Commissioner, Local Government Affairs and Chieftaincy Affairs. The Commissioner for Livestock and Monitoring. Two different people, eh? Okay, the Commissioner for Livestock and the Commissioner for Monitoring. Religious Affairs. No need. Commissioner for Religious Affairs. Sheikh. Okay. We have all the key people. And now. Are you sure? Yeah. Would like to also our international investor to join us. And now finally, and most importantly, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, His Excellency, Alhaji Murtala Sule Garo. He will be leading the unveiling of the Kano State 5-year Integrated Rural and Sustainable Community Development Plan 2026 to 2030. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are going to see after the unveiling the document that will guide and spearhead the development of our rural areas and our communities. Okay, I've been instructed to invite the former deputy governors to also join us for the unveiling of the plan. Former deputy governors. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to hand over the microphone now for the unveiling.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. On behalf of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Engineer Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, I'm unveiling this developmental plan by the convener, the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry for Rural and Community Development. So I'm unveiling this developmental plan on behalf of His Excellency, the Governor of Kano State, Engineer Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf. Thank you and may God bless you.
Media team, please take photographs. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the 5-year development plan for rural and community development by the Kano State government has been unveiled by His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, along with important dignitaries. The rest of our important guests can go. Would like to ask his executive. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll now move on very quickly, without further ado, to the presentation of awards. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to move on quickly to the presentation of recognition awards to selected outstanding community development associations across the 44 local government areas of Kano State. And I'd like to invite the team who are in charge of the recognition awards to please bring them forward so that we can start very quickly. All right. We have quite a number of awards, so we are going to take samples. We will not be able to do all the 88 awards. All right. We'll start with His Excellency. All right. All right. Thank you very much. The committee will be supporting me with the awards, and we will call the awardees before we start. So the first awardee from Garmalan local government. Asaurara, Azazauna Jama'a, Azauna. Azazauna. Excellency. I'd like to invite His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, to start off the presentation of the awards for us. He will start the presentation of the awards. His Excellency will start, and then we will continue with other dignitaries. So he will do 5. All right, we're starting with Garumalan Local Government, Makoro Ungwa Uku Development Association. Makoro Sekudam Pito da Sauri. Makoro Ungwa Uku Development Association. From Gezawa, Kankambi Development Association. Kankambi Development Association. From Kibia, Fampung Development Association. From Nasarawa, Farar Uwa Women, Orphan and Less Privileged Association. Suwaye wannan. Suwaye wannan.
On behalf of His Excellency, I wanted to inform the public that these are the communities that we are carefully selected across the 44 local governments, community development associations that over the years they have been developing their communities. So we've carefully selected about 88 out of them. His Excellency give them 200,000 each and a certificate of honor for recognizing them. 200,000 naira each.
Sai kungiyar mata da marayu daga Geza Local Government. Warwaru. Who is next? Women Development Association. Goje Women Development Association. To I listen. She's picking out. She is some. By next. Goje sun karba? To farar uwa suna ina. Farar uwa Women Development. Yawa, orphan. An bashi wanda aka bashi ko mai amfani da certificate din direct saboda mu san wanda muka yi da shi muka yi amfani da certificate din bayan. I think it's better we use the certificate so that kana dinga mixing up. We use the certificate directly so wanda ke hannunka shi zamu kira. Muka kira nan kuma baya hannunsa. Albasu muna da Duja Community Development Association Duja. Daga Albasu muna da Duja Community Development Association. Dabaru Mangari Youth Development Association Bataya. Dabaru Mangari Youth Development Association Bataya. Suna ina. Fage daga Fage Java Development Association. Would like to invite to support His Excellency, the SSG, to support His Excellency for presentation of this award. Would like to also humbly and respectfully invite the Emir of Kare to support His Excellency on this presentation, the SSG and the Emir of Kare. Duja Makwaro cikin gari. Sai waye. Ko duk sun fito ne suna nan duka? To. I don't need to be calling again. Suna nan. Wanda ka ware shi zai kira kawai wanda Women and Children Development Association Pagi. Women and Children Development Association Pagi. Is it according to this order? Who am I calling? Garko Orphan Charity. Garko Local Government. Senana. Okay. Kailani Youth Humanitarian Foundation. Kiru. Kailani Youth Humanitarian Foundation daga Kiru Local Government. Sai kuna daga kafa don abin yayi sauri. Kailani, ba kira wani. Kiro Quarters, Fadama 2, Rice Farmers. Kiro Quarters, Fadama 2, Rice Farmers. Would like to invite the Emir of Reno to join us in supporting His Excellency to present the next few number of awards. Gidan Kuka Development Association daga Kabo Local Government. Muna godiya ga sarkin Karai. Yanzu kuma sarkin Rano zai presentin shi ma. Ƙungiyar mata masu kiwon kaji Kabo Local Government Area. Sabuwa Development Association Sumaila Local Government. Bepa Community Development Associations. Beta ne? To. Beta Community Development Association. Anan ne aka yi mistake kenan. So. Dare Rawa Development Association daga Dawakin Tofa Local Government. Geza Community Development Association daga Dawakin Tofa. Ya Kasai Zumunta Development Association. Geza Community Development Association, Dawakin Tofa. Would like to invite the special guest of honor, Malang Abba Aliyu, to join us in presenting the next couple of awards. Thank you so much. Would like to thank the Emir of Rano and invite the CEO, MD CEO of REA, Malang Abba Aliyu. MBTA Development Association, Kano Municipal. MBTA. Safinatul Khairi Foundation Gwale. Safinatul Khairi Foundation. Kwanar Ganduje Development Association Gwale. Muna neman alfarmar wakilin sarkin Kano, ɗanbaran na Kano, domin mika wayannan kyaututtuka. Darbande Development Association ta kai local government. I would like to thank the special guest of honor for his excellent support as we now invite the representative of the Emir of Kano. Thank you. Farurwa Community Development Association ta kai Farurwa sun zo? Ummul Ulafi wal Aulad Ungogo. Ungogo Fa'ida Development Association. Ungogo. Ina masu wannan. Ummul Ulafi. Ummul Ulafi sun zo? Ina Ummul Ulafi. Su ne? To ku yi maza ku zo ku karba. Ku shigo, ku shigo. Thank you very much. The remaining awards will be presented off camera. We are going to move to the bigger awards. And these awards, Your Excellency, the next couple of awards are for recognition to outstanding rural and community development reformers. We'd like to thank the Emir, the representative of the Emir of Kano. These awards will be presented to the following very important dignitaries, including the late governor of Kano, His Excellency Alaji Muhammadu Abubakar Rimi. Who is receiving it? He's here. We'd like to invite the late governor's son, who is here with us, ladies and gentlemen, Alaji Noura, to receive this award on behalf of his illustrious father and illustrious son of Kano State. May Allah continue to grant him rahmah. Congratulations on this recognition. Your Excellency, the next award will be for the champion of rural and community development himself. Congratulations to the family. The next award, Your Excellency, is for the champion of rural and community development himself, the executive governor of Kano State, the father of our states, a leader par excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, on his behalf, would like His Excellency to receive this award of outstanding rural and community development reformation. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf. Congratulations and thanks to His Excellency. The next award will be for His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano, and this will be received on his behalf by his representative, the Dambarang of Kano. Ladies and gentlemen, for his massive and immense contribution to rural and community development, we'd like to recognize him with this award. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the Emir of Kano. Your Excellency, we thank you profusely for honoring us and for presenting this award. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us now to move on to the next Hello. Thank you very much. We will proceed. Like this is not very. Hello. I'd like to invite the Honorable Commissioner for Rural and Community Development to deliver these remarks on advocacy and partnership on the subject matter for today. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Commissioner.
Still not very clear. Yes. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for exercising their patience. As we are moving towards the last part of this event, I would like to invite our partners, high-level dignitaries that are here invited to come on floor, just to have 1 or 2 minutes to show their support and pledges towards achieving these deliverables by the end of 5 years. The opening is floor. We will give 1 minute for everyone that is ready to partner with Kano State Government to ensure that the deliverables of these 5-year projects is open for everyone. We welcome anyone that is ready to partner with Kano State Government. The floor is open, please. The floor is open. Words of pledges, support, advocates, and partnership. The floor is open, please. Anyone that can say a word to support Kano State Government toward realizing this ambitious dream. Our special guest of honor, we need some words from you, please. A words of support, a words of courage. No. Where anyone's ready. Anyone's ready. A words of appreciation, a words of support for Kano State Government towards achieving these ambitious deliverables over the next 5 years. Are you not partnering for Kano State? Anybody that is ready, just come and join so that once after the other, once the first one finishes speaking, then the next one will take over. Where, please, advocating. Please, thank you. Next. Just word of support. Introduce yourself and everything and your organization.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Binta Tankwa Idris, an entrepreneur and also a civil servant. I want to partner with the Ministry for Rural and Community Development to train some youth in bags making. I'm a bag maker. I want to partnership with this ministry so that I will contribute to eradicate poverty and make our youth and women to be self-reliant. Thank you so much for these organizations. The contributors of this occasion, we are highly appreciating this event. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi. I would like to appreciate the Deputy Governor, my brother who is here, the Commissioner of Rural Development, who put this amazing event together. I am the Executive Director of Let's Talk Humanity Initiative, which is an initiative that is focused on disability rights and inclusivity. And the Commissioner has already told us that partnership is empirical when it comes to this, because at the rural stage, we all know that disability is an issue and financial stability is also an issue. So thank you so much. Thank you to the Commissioner for everything you've done. And we're looking forward to a very profitable partnership between my organization and this commission. Thank you so much.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Abdurrahman Balarabe Isa, the news manager for Cool FM, Wazobia, and Ario Radio. I'd like to say a very big thank you to the Honorable Commissioner and, of course, all the organizers of this unprecedented event. I'd like to say that it's a very good one, and being part of the media industry for a while now in Kano, and being at the helm of affairs of the newsroom of especially Ario Radio, an indigenous radio station in Kano, I'd say that over the past 10 years, our station has week in, week out visited numerous local government and rural communities in Kano to document their plight and what they have been going through in form of our weekly community report. And I would like to say that I have never seen an initiative that has given me hope over what I have seen over, these years. Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner. And on behalf of the management of our station, we would like to partner, especially as it relates to media and the dissemination of information. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Zuera. I'm a creative director at Safia Uhash Nigeria Limited. I recently opened a cooperative society for women who are into MSME. I was doing this informally. I train women on skill acquisition, both rural and urban, and I would really like to partnership with anyone who is ready. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Hawa Umar. I'm the gender specialist from the Investing in Women in Nigeria Africa Enterprise Challenge Fund, funded by Global Affairs Canada. On this note, I would like to congratulate Kano State Government. Congratulations, the Honorable Commissioner for Ministry of Rural and Community Development. And I want to say that he was instrumental in the passage of the Women Economic Empowerment Policy, which we also supported. So on this note, we want to partner with the ministry in terms of training to women entrepreneurs and agripreneurs in the communities. We will come to the office for more discussions on that because we give funds to women that are into agri-value chain through SMEs. Right now we have contracted 17 SMEs and 40 cooperatives. Congratulations once again.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم والصلاة والسلام على أفضل الخلق وأشرف الناس المرسلين أبا القاسم محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. My name, Your Excellency, Engineer Ali Kubaisi. I'm the son of the soil. I've been born and brought up in Lagos. And Your Excellency, we have been just a quick briefing regarding our investment in Kano State. Your Excellency, back in October last year, we have signed an MOU with Kano State to establish a PV manufacturing plant of 500 megawatt to be established in Kano. Your Excellency, our investment is to secure energy access gap in the state and neighborhood communities and to empower all unserved area with electricity. So, Your Excellency, we have already been given an appointment with the Executive Council of Kano State, I think by early next week. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hawa Hassan from Zenith Bank. I have gone through this massive innovation transformation that the Honorable Commissioner has already set in motion. And we at Zenith Bank, we want to partner with the state government in whichever way to ensure that this project comes to pass. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Mohammed Aminu Musa, and I'm representing Taj Bank. We really, on behalf of the management of Taj Bank, we really want to thank this ministry for this wonderful initiative. And by the look of things, with everything on ground, this summit is going to give a positive impact to the community. So we are really ready to partner and contribute in terms of financial inclusion, financial trainings, and also furnitures and desks to support the project. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Sadiq Bashir Babuga. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Khalifa Isa Kurabi University, I would really be happy to appreciate and also thank the Commissioner for all this wonderful initiative, for having all these initiatives so that so many of our rural communities will be benefiting from this very tangible government. We are really appreciating on behalf of the management, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor management and the council all, they are congratulating the commissioner and the government in at large. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everybody. All protocols observed. My name is Felicia Dube. I am the founder and the executive director of Dube Charity Foundation. So we have visited some schools in Kano, and we have seen that there is a a huge need in terms of furniture, books, whiteboards. So we are going to be supporting this great initiative with furnitures and books. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, distinguished guests. On behalf of Access Bank, we are honored to affirm our commitment to the state government in advancing quality education. Earlier this year, we were at Enya Government School to provide books, about 2,000 books, 300 tables and chairs, 500 uniforms, and also renovate their schools. And this is just the pilot phase. We ensure that we work hand in hand with the state government in the coming months to advance education across the states as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Al-Hassan Bala from Garuko Opens Foundation. I would like to have a collaboration with the Ministry for Rural Development and Community Development in order to restore confidence in opens of our communities. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, development partners and government officials. My name is Comrade Haruna Lawambala, the Executive Director, YD Charity Foundation, and also the current local government coordinator, National Youth Council of Nigeria, Gwara Local Government Chapter. We really appreciate the Ministry for Rural and Community Development for creating this platform that bring together the government official, development partners, and community leaders. We seek partnership with Ministry for Rural and Community Development and all international donors here, development partners, and the private sector. I really appreciate the ministry for creating this wonderful summit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A big round of applause for all of our contributors. Thanks to you all. We'll be following up with all of you, each and every one of you, on your commitments. Thanks for all you have done and that you are doing. We really appreciate you. Without further ado, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to now open or move forward to invite the Honorable Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs in the person of Honorable Muhammad Taj Uthman to deliver his remarks before the Executive Governor's final remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, the closing remarks from the Honorable Commissioner, Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم. His Excellency Alhaji Murtala Galadima Sulagaro, standing in for His Excellency the Executive Governor of Kano State, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, the Secretary to the State Government, Malam Umar Farouk Ibrahim, representative of the Senate President, Professor Fage, special guest of honor and MD, CEO, Federal Rural Electrification Agency, Malam Abba Aliyu, honorable commissioners here present, honorable local government chairman here present, Your Royal Highnesses, the emirs of RIA, Rano, representative of
the Emir of Kano, Commissioner for Education and Mass, Professor former Commissioner for Education, Ministry for Works, and former Deputy Governor, Professor Tijani Ahmed Abdullahi, the Pioneer Commissioner for Rural and Community Development, Madam Mahmoud Othman, members of the press, every other person who is present, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It is with immense gratitude that I stand before you in these closing remarks after 2 days of rigorous interaction discussing rural development in Kano State. This engagement have once again demonstrated that sustainable rural community development can only be achieved through strong partnership founded on mutual trust, shared responsibility, and common vision for the well-being of our people. As a ministry in charge with overseeing local government administration and promoting grassroots development, we recognize that our local government areas are the engine of inclusive growth, strengthening collaboration among development partners and the private sector in this regard. On behalf of the 44 local governments, I wish to thank the Ministry for Rural and Community Development for organizing this important engagement where very important and insightful papers were delivered, and I'm sure these papers are going to be very useful in the areas of local government development. Thank you very much, sir, for listening, and I wish everybody journeys back to their respective destination. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that has been the final remarks by the Honorable Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give the podium now to His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, His Excellency Alhaji Murtala Sule Garo, the Galadima Garo, to deliver his keynote address. Right after his keynote address, we'll do the photographs. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم. The Deputy Senate President, ably represented by our own Professor Muhammad Bashir Fage, the Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Farooq Ibrahim, His Highness the Emir of Karai, Alhaji Muhammad Maharaj, Your Highness the Emir of Ranu, Ambassador Muhammad Isa Umar, my brother, my friend, the MD REA, Malam Abba Aliyu, the host commissioner and the commissioner for rural and community development, Dr. Abdul Qadir Abdul Salam, the honorable commissioner for local government, special advisors, local government chairman, the representative of the Emir of Kano and district head of Minjibur, Damburam of Kano, Alhaji Umar Sunusi, the representative of Emir of Gaya, Wazirin Gaya, Alhaji Ali Aminu Zubair, permanent secretaries, head of government agencies, head of NGOs and other development partners here with us. Of course, my sister Hajia Fatima Ganduje Ajimobi, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It is a great pleasure and honor to address this distinguished gathering on behalf of His Excellency, the Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, on theme The Pathway for Partnership Towards Sustainable Rural Community Development in Kano State. His Excellency convey his warm greetings and sincere appreciation to organizers for convening this timely summit. He also commends the Ministry of Rural and Community Development for bringing together policy makers, development partners, traditional and religious leaders, civil society organization, members of the private sector, community representative, and other critical actors deliberate on this issue that are central to the advancement of our rural communities. Ladies and gentlemen, rural and community development remains central to our aspiration for broad-based economic growth, social progress, environmental stewardship. The prosperity of Kano State is closely linked to the strength, productivity, and enterprise of our rural communities, where agriculture, commerce, and small-scale businesses continue to sustain livelihood and contribute significantly to our economy. The administration of His Excellency Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf is determined to ensure that no community is left behind. Our policies are anchored on fairness, accountability, transparency, and responsive leadership that place the welfare of the people at the heart of governance. We equally recognize that government alone cannot accomplish this task. Lasting progress depends on constructive collaboration among all those who share a genuine interest in the advancement of our communities. Distinguished guests, despite the considerable progress recorded over the years, many of our rural communities continue to face challenges that deserve sustained attention. Inadequate infrastructure, limited access to quality health care and education, unemployment, climate-related concern, food security, as well as insufficient water supply and sanitation facilities continue to affect the pace of development in many communities. These challenges call for thoughtful planning, prudent investment, and stronger collaboration among governors, development partners, financial institutions, the private sector, civil society organizations, academic institutions, traditional institutions, women and youth groups, and the communities themselves. This summit is therefore both timely and significant, provide a valuable platform to exchange ideas, share experience, and to strengthen cooperation in ways that will deliver practical and lasting solutions for our rural communities. No single institution possesses all the resources or expertise required to address these challenges alone. Government provides direction and create the enabling environment, while development partners, the private sector, civil society organizations, traditional and religious leaders, and community members each have complementary role in advancing sustainable rural and community development. It is through this shared responsibility that we expand opportunities, improve public services, and create stronger local economics for the benefit of present and future generations. The Kano State government has continued to accord priority attention to sectors that have direct bearing on the lives of our rural population. Considerable effort has been directed toward expanding rural infrastructure through the construction and rehabilitation of roads, improving access to potable water, extending rural electrification, and opening up communities to greater economic activities. Similarly, primary healthcare services have been strengthened to improve access to essential medical care, particularly for women, children, and other vulnerable groups. In the education sector, investment in schools, infrastructure, teachers' development, and increased enrollment remain central to our vision of building a knowledgeable, productive, and self-reliant society. The agriculture sector, which remains the backbone of our rural community, continue to receive focused attention through improved extension services, expansion of irrigation scheme, wider access to quality farm input, and initiatives that strengthen agriculture value chain. These interventions are aimed not only at increasing food production, but also at improving household income and creating employment opportunities across the agricultural sector. We also recognize the immense potential of our women and young people as drivers of economic growth and community progress. Consequently, this administration has continued to promote skills acquisition, entrepreneurship, development, and improve access to financing, enabling them to contribute more meaningfully to the prosperity of our state. Environmental sustainability remains an important priority through climate-smart agricultural practice, tree planting initiatives, and responsible management of our natural resources. We are taking practical steps to protect our environment while safeguarding the livelihood of those who depend on it. This effort, however, will yield even greater results when complemented by sustained cooperation among all stakeholders committed to the advancement of rural communities. Distinguished participants, we deeply value the continuous support of our development partners and encourage them to strengthen their collaboration with the Kano State Government in designing and implementing programs that respond to the genuine need and aspiration of our communities. Development initiatives are most effective when they reflect local realities and enjoy the active participation of people they are intended to serve. Our traditional and religious leaders also have a vital role to play in promoting peaceful coexistence, strengthening social harmony, and encouraging communities to embrace and sustain developmental initiatives. Their guidance and influence remain indispensable in mobilizing support and fostering a sense of collective responsibility. The private sector likewise occupy a strategic position in this shared endeavor through responsible investment, innovation, agricultural modernization, renewable energy, digital inclusion, and job creation. Its contribution remains essential in unlocking the enormous economic potential that exists across the rural communities. As we engage in our discussion today, I encourage every participant to focus on practical recommendations that can be translated into measurable outcomes. Let our deliberation produce ideas that strengthen collaboration, improve service delivery, and expand opportunities for our people. The success of this summit will ultimately be measured by the positive changes it inspires across communities. The government of His Excellency Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf remain fully committed to creating an enabling environment that encourage productive collaboration and accelerate rural and community development throughout Kano State. We shall continue to welcome every genuine partnership that contribute to the welfare of our people and the progress of our dear state. On behalf of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, I express my sincere appreciation to the organizers of this summit, our development partners, traditional and religious leaders, members of the private sector, civil society organization, and every participant for your presence and your continued dedication to the development of Kano State. May Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the outcome of this summit, guide our collective effort, grant us the wisdom and strength to translate today's deliberation into lasting progress for the benefit of the present and the future generations, and continue to bless Kano State and the Federal Republic of Nigeria and all our collective effort. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala.
A standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen. A standing ovation, please, for the Deputy Governor of Kano State, Utashi Bandabi. His Excellency will now move on quickly without further ado. Please put your hands together for the Deputy Governor, sir. I beg your pardon. The Deputy Governor of Kano State. Thank you very much. You may now take your seat. We will proceed with the group photograph with His Excellency. And I'd like to invite very important dignitaries from the front row, please. Starting with the special guest of honor, the SSG, the Honorable Commissioner, Rural and Community Development, other commissioners here present, sir, and the former deputy governors. Our royal fathers also, please, will kindly join us. Our royal fathers will also join us, the emirs and the representative of the emirs. Thank you. Right after the photo session, please, I'd like to just quickly note that after the photo session, we are going to do a closing prayer. So we'll require that you all go back to your seat for just 2 minutes for the closing prayer, which will be delivered by the Honorable Commissioner for Religious Affairs right after this. And then we'll close with the national anthem. We have to remove this, right? Yes, sir. It's over there. You cannot go further than that. Media, please be fast about it. Thank you very much. We'd like to appreciate you all our important dignitaries, and especially His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State. Muna godiya ga duka manyan baki da iyayenmu. Za a rufe taro da addu'a sai a mana alfarma a dan yi hakuri a dan zauna minti biyu ne kawai. Mai girma Honorable Commissioner for Religious Affairs, Sheikh Dr. Sani Awalu Ahmed Tijjani zai rufe taron da addu'a, daga nan za a sa taken Nigeria sai a rufe taron da taken Nigeria insha Allah. Muna godiya kwarai, muna godiya. Thank you very much. We may now take our seats for the closing prayer. I can see His Excellency receiving greetings from various people from across the spectrum of our society. To, za a rufe taro da adda a dan mana hakuri a dan zauna minti biyu ne kawai insha Allah zuwa uku.
صلوا على نبي الكريم اللهم صل على سيدنا يا الله muna roƙonka ka taimaki wannan gwamnati, ka taimaki mai girma gwamna na samun ƙarfin gwiwa wajen aiwatar da wannan gagarumin plan da aka kawo na ci gaba jihar mu gaba ɗaya. Muna mashi addu'a ta ƙarin lafiya da ci gaba mai girma mataimakin gwamna. Muna ma addu'a ta nasara mai girma sakataren gwamnati da dukkan masu taimakawa gwamna. Muna addu'a wannan jihar tamu Allah ya ƙara tattalin arziki na wannan jiha saboda a samu a inganta jihar mu gaba ɗaya. Muna addu'a ga manya-manyan sarakunanmu, Allah ya ƙara musu lafiya, Allah ya ja zamanin su, kuma Allah ya mai da su gidajensu lafiya da dukkan malamanmu. Allahumma arfa an najada wal ju'a wal urya wa shifa'anna min al bala'i ma la yashif ghairik. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أطعنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واعف عنا واعف عنا واغفر لنا واغفر لنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا 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 أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's be all standing for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Sound engineer. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the 2026 Rural and Sustainable Community Development Summit, organized and convened by the Honorable Commissioner for Rural and Community Development, Kano State. We thank you all, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this occasion, and we pray that you all find your way safely back home and to your various destinations. My name is Ibrahim Khalil Medaula, known as MC Sheikh. I've been your MC, and it has been my pleasure to have been your MC for this afternoon. Good afternoon and goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.